Hi, I'm Joe. I work at Ebury in the product team. My responsibility is to look after our product strategy as well as our banking and payment infrastructure network. Ebury is an international transaction banking alternative focused on helping companies that trade cross-border. I like to think of our product suite in three buckets. The first bucket being cash management and payments. The second bucket being foreign exchange and hedging, and the third bucket being trade finance. All of those then come together and sit under the Ebury account, which we believe is the best-in-class alternative transaction banking platform for medium-sized corporates and multinationals. I'll split Ebury's target market in three. So first, you've got the internationally trading SME or mid-sized corporate. Then you've got the multinational and the larger clients. And then you've got the Ebury Institutional Solutions business group, which is focused on funds and similar businesses. The needs of all three are quite different. The SME wants simplicity. They want it to work. They want certainty. They want security. They want efficiency. The multinational wants a little bit more. They respect all of those things that the SME wants, but the drive for efficiency is harder. They have policies, they have process, they have treasurers. They need deeper connections with the relationship management side. If something gets stuck, they need that extra bit of help and extra bit of relationship management. But core, the SME and the sort of multinational have very similar needs. It's just that multinational needs a little bit of extra love and care. The fund space, on the other hand, has completely different needs. The reason we're in the institutional space is because institutions are not being served by their banks. They have complex corporate structures, and that means that the banks often take 6+ months to onboard them, if at all. So they need to come to a more nimble fintech player that understands their business, is willing to go deep with them, willing to onboard and work with them. And that's what the Ebury institutional business is focused on. So there are sort of three target markets, and at a really high level, what their needs are. A lot of things make Ebury unique. The first thing is the payments network that we've built, right? So Ebury's been around for 13+ years, and we understood that in order to serve clients when you're competing with banks, you need to be better. I like to think of Ebury as a one-to-many platform. You come to Ebury, we're connected with 30+ different infrastructure providers, payment networks, banks around the world that make it easier for you to transact with us. So traditionally, a corporate might go to a bank who has their payment network. Now they can come to Ebury, who has 30+ banks, and use our network. So we make it that little bit easier for them to come to us. That's just one thing that makes us unique. The second thing that makes us unique is coverage. We're in over 30 countries with people on the ground. At the end of the day, whilst technology is important and creates efficiency within businesses, when it really comes down to it, you need someone to talk to. You need someone that speaks your language. You need coverage. And that's something that we've built that we really feel is a moat around our business. If you need someone to talk to, they're in your country, they're located centrally in the major cities, and that's one of the things that makes us unique as well. So you take that banking network and you take that coverage model, and we believe that we've built something that is head and shoulders above the industry. Really, one of the challenges that we face, and we're not the only ones, is embedding deeper with your clients, avoiding becoming a commodity, avoiding becoming something they can flip on and flip off. So it's all about getting deeper and embedded in client workflows. And one of the challenges around doing that was essentially integration with their accounting softwares, their ERPs, different systems that the client has. And whilst we had a full suite of APIs that enabled the client to build those deep connections, it wasn't easy. If you're an international SME, you're a mid-cap, you're a multinational, you're not going to focus on building Ebury APIs into your Microsoft Dynamics ERP, right? You're going to have 3 or 4, 10, 30, 50 other priorities that you need to complete before you get to that. So we realized that we need to make it easier for them. We need to give them the keys, if you like, to be able to do it really simply. And we looked at the market. Remember, we're so international. We're in 30+ countries. And there's a different ERP in this market. There's a different ERP in that market. In the Netherlands, you might use Exact. In the UK, you might use Xero. It's all over the place. And we looked at it. It's scary. And we've already got a relationship with Codat. We talked through the problem together. And The solution was there. It's the bank feed product, right? It's that single connection, a little bit like Ebury's business model. When I say one to many, Codat offers that one to many connection that really made it easy for us to integrate with a whole host of different different accounting software packages. And that's why we came with that problem statement and that solution. I go back to that deeper connections with clients point. At the end of the day, people are price seekers. They want the best value. They want to be able to conduct things easily, but if the coffee shop down the road is £2 and the one you normally go to is £8, you're probably going to switch. We want to avoid that conversation entirely. We want to make things easier. We want to bring the coffee to your desk, right? And we want to be able to serve clients so that they can focus on building their business, doing what they do. And by building the connection for them into their accounting software, essentially, you've made it even easier for them to work with Ebury. So that was what it was all about. From a payments and cash management perspective, it's about more. It's about building out that network and helping clients reach harder to reach geographies, whether it's in Latin America, Africa, and Asia, and make transacting cross-border as easy as it is to trade domestically. From a foreign exchange perspective, it's about going deeper and building more sophisticated products for our larger clients. That includes products like FX options, for example. And on trade finance, it's about, again, helping clients that have cash flow difficulties or cash flow holes, fill those with our trade finance product. So it's more of the same. Beyond that, for 2024, you might have seen that we acquired Bex's Banco in Brazil, which is great. And we're now focused this year on integrating Bex's Bank, which is now the Ebury Bank Brazil, into our platform today. So that's going to take up a lot of our focus for 2024. So in our space, there's been a huge focus on local payment connections. What that means is the model that I described earlier. People want to come to a fintech to be able to disperse payments instantly. And the way that fintechs have been able to do that is by building connections in markets like Brazil, Europe, Australia, Hong Kong, wherever it might be, to disperse locally. That's been a huge trend. And what it's done is it's allowed payments to become cheaper, faster, and more efficient. That's been the first trend, and we're going to continue building on that, building local connections, deeper local connections. But that's not enough. What you also need to do, and I'm going to go back to another point that I made earlier, is build deeper connections with your clients. And from a technology perspective, that looks like APIs. What I expect to see in the next sort of year or so is a sort of democratization of APIs, a more wider understanding of what an API can do for your business, lower down that value chain in the mid-corp space. As treasurers and finance departments, or even MDs of medium-sized businesses start to look at their businesses and say, how can I streamline? The obvious answer is going to be APIs. It's going to, and if I had to summarize what that trend is, it's APIs working their way down the value chain.